Imagine this. You brush aside a seemingly trivial health symptom, just 5 minutes of denial. Weeks later, your life spirals into an unthinkable nightmare. Picture yourself relaxing peacefully in your favorite recliner, utterly convinced that nothing is wrong. Then in a heartbeat, your tranquility shatters. You're gasping for air, a crushing pain ripping through your chest, your vision blurred by fear. Or worse yet, you're staring blankly into familiar faces, desperately clawing for names that now cruelly escape your memory. This isn't some exaggerated thriller. It's your potential future vividly unfolding in emergency rooms, worldwide every day. If you're over 60, this warning isn't merely important, it's absolutely critical. Those innocent habits you cherish could be secretly ravaging your body, stealthily inching you closer to catastrophe. Each day they silently sabotage your heart, weaken your mind, and sabotage your very lifespan. In this shocking expose, we're going to rip away the curtain and reveal 8 terrifyingly common habits that could cost you precious years or even your life. We're not talking abstract theory here. These are daily routines embedded so deeply you never suspect their lethal potential. Could hours spent idly sitting trigger your next massive heart attack? Might fragmented sleep slowly poison your brain until you're robbed of basic cognition? Could relentless anxiety be driving your cardiovascular system toward imminent collapse? These threats don't announce their presence. They wait silently, patiently, eroding your health until disaster strikes at your weakest moment. Every second counts. By staying tuned, you'll discover exactly how to dismantle these ticking health bombs before they detonate. Pay close attention. Ignoring the next few minutes might mean gambling with your life. Transition brief clinical story. Not long ago, I sat with Roger, a 72-year-old former accountant whose life revolved around precision and order. He assumed he had everything under control, his finances, diet, and stress. Yet over the years, he unwittingly allowed marathon sessions of sitting to become his norm, a half day in front of the TV, hours reading the paper, and minimal physical activity. One afternoon, just standing up too quickly triggered alarming chest tightness. By the time he visited a clinic, he discovered he had significant arterial blockages that were quietly building up for years. That moment in his hospital room hit me with stark clarity. Roger never felt a single dramatic symptom until danger was imminent. This underscores a reality faced by countless older adults. Subtle habits can create a cumulative hazard that blindsides you. If only Roger had recognized earlier that small daily choices shape long-term health, he might have circumvented the ordeal entirely. His story is a sobering reminder that no one is invulnerable to the consequences of seemingly harmless routines. Durkheim. Why these habits matter. Science in lay terms. Every aspect of your body's functionality, cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, neurological, relies on consistent supportive habits to stay robust. When a single area is consistently under strain, you don't usually notice an immediate collapse. Instead, your body compensates for a while, incrementally building up stress and inflammation. According to the World Health Organization 2021 official website, many chronic ailments emerge from routine behaviors that appear trivial but eventually manifest in significant illness. Day-to-day choices such as nutrition, mobility, social engagement, and sleep patterns collectively shape your immune response, hormonal balance, and organ performance. If one factor falters, maybe you consistently eat poorly, your body might manage. But when multiple hazards pile up like constant sitting unaddressed stress and subpar diet, your chance of facing a stroke, cardiac crisis, or mental decline skyrockets. The Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health 2019 official publication emphasizes that numerous lifestyle-related disorders from hypertension to type 2 diabetes respond dramatically to consistent targeted modifications. Crucially, it doesn't require turning your life upside down. It starts with pinpointing what's quietly undermining your longevity. Swap out a single detrimental routine, like endless couch time, for a small boost in daily movement, and you begin tipping the scales in your favor. As Dr. Michael Greger, author of How Not to Die 2015, often notes, incremental lifestyle changes, even in later years, can yield surprisingly powerful health dividends. Come on, Owen. Action Plan Overview. We'll dissect 8 unrecognized habits that may be eroding your health, each with a profound ability to shorten your life expectancy. You'll see why these behavioral traps seem unthreatening, even as they quietly lay the groundwork for heart attacks, metabolic disorders, or dementia. More importantly, we'll chart an actionable remedy for every problem, a simple tool such as a daily checklist or a 7-day personal challenge to help you consistently reverse these risks. Always consult your physician to adapt these suggestions to your unique medical situation. Getting started is more straightforward than you may suspect. Each section will highlight authentic examples of people grappling with these very obstacles. Their stories reveal how they broke free and reclaimed vitality. When you finish, you'll have a practical roadmap to secure your heart, mind, and independence, and you can begin immediately. Habit 1. Sedentary hours. Too much. Sitting first on our list is the widespread problem of prolonged sitting, often mislabeled as a well-deserved break. After retirement, there's a tendency to justify hours of restful inactivity. Unfortunately, the human body is built for motion and extensive sitting cuts. Circulation weakens muscles and dials down your metabolic rate, accelerating risks of cardiovascular disease and joint deterioration. Think of it this way. Leaving your body in idle for most of the day opens the door to serious complications. Bob, age 68, spent decades behind the wheel as a long-haul driver. When he retired, he relaxed even more binge-watching shows, barely moving from his sofa except for snack breaks. Initially, he just felt some extra stiffness and saw his weight creep up a bit. Then upon a routine exam, his doctor noted metabolic syndrome, risk factors creeping in borderline high blood sugar, rising blood pressure, and a concerning waist circumference. From a physiological standpoint, a lack of regular movement undermines insulin sensitivity, upping the likelihood of type 2 diabetes. Blood flow stagnates, raising the risk of clots that can travel to the heart or lungs. Meanwhile, if you already have any predisposition to cardiovascular trouble, it intensifies quickly with inactivity. The World Health Organization 2021 official website states physical inactivity is among the top global contributors to morbidity and mortality. So how do you break the inertia? A powerful, simple strategy is to stand or walk for 5 minutes every hour. If you're watching a show, get up during each commercial break. If you're reading, place a timer nearby. This regular low-stress movement keeps blood circulating, helps your muscles stay active, and reduces your odds of dangerous health problems sneaking up. For a 7-day experiment, commit to interrupting your sitting with a brief stroll each hour. Keep a small tally each day. How many breaks did you take? Gradually increase the total standing or walking time by a minute or two as the week progresses. By day 7, you'll likely notice better flexibility, improved mood, and maybe a gentle boost in energy. Guess we won. Habit 2. Sleep debt skipping. Rest. Many older adults think they need fewer hours of sleep as they get older. They chalk up frequent nighttime awakenings or insomnia to natural aging. But a chronic shortfall in rest triggers a domino effect of hormonal imbalances, weakens immunity, and strains the cardiovascular system. Essentially, if you don't allow your body to recharge during sleep, your risk of major health setbacks rises exponentially. Helen, a 71-year-old former librarian, believes she was simply a late-night person. She'd watch news programs or read articles online deep into the evening. At first, she felt only mild morning fatigue, but over time, she started forgetting small bits of information and lost her usual stamina. One night, she nearly drove off the road while drowsy, prompting her to see a doctor who connected her chronic fatigue to sleep deprivation. Research confirms that getting consistent, high-quality rest helps maintain mental acuity, improve mood, and stabilize metabolic processes. Chronic insomnia, or even mild reduction in total sleep hours, fuels excess cortisol production, which wears down your cells, contributing to rapid aging and cardiovascular strain. The Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health 2019 official publication links sleep deficits to an alarming surge in heart disease risk. Essentially, your heart and brain crave the downtime that only deep sleep provides. Where do you begin? Set a bedtime and stick to it, even if your schedule is flexible. Steer clear of large meals and caffeine in the hours leading up to lights out. If problems persist like prolonged insomnia, chronic snoring, or waking up gasping for air, consult your physician about possible issues such as sleep apnea. Try a 7-day reset, your sleep routine. Wind down with gentle breathing exercises, dim the lights, and keep electronics out of your bedroom. Each morning, record how refreshed you feel and note any recollection of dreams indicating deeper sleep stages. By the end of a week, watch for sharper memory, reduced daytime sleepiness, and better emotional balance. Just a Renault. Habit 3, chronic stress. Ignoring the pressure. A silent but potent factor in health decline is unrelenting stress. Many seniors grew up internalizing their worries, thinking it was wrong or pointless to speak openly about their burdens. Yet suppressed tension drives cortisol levels upward, aggravates inflammation, and sets the stage for surging blood pressure. Over time, it's like dripping acid onto your body's operating systems, gradually corroding them. Donna, who's now 73, is a textbook example. She managed to hold everything in for decades: financial anxieties, family drama, health fears, out of a desire to stay strong for others. Outwardly, she had an aura of calm and a ready smile. Inside, she suffered poor sleep, random heart palpitations, and near-constant heartburn. Doctors finally attributed her escalating hypertension to psychological pressures she'd never released. Repeated studies confirm the robust connection between emotional well-being and physical health. Unchecked stress fosters systemic inflammation, fueling heart ailments and heightened dementia risk. It also diminishes your immune response, making you more prone to infections or delayed healing. Dr. Michael Greger, 2015, underscores that any comprehensive disease prevention plan must feature methods to relieve stress, such as mindfulness or social support. Tackling stress starts by naming it. Dedicate a few minutes daily to writing down worries or discussing them openly with a confidant or therapist. Explore calm breathing or gentle stretching if your physician approves. Even a brief walk, focusing on sights and sounds, can neutralize the negative chemical overload. Try a 24-hour experiment to identify stress triggers. Each time you notice tension, perhaps a tense jaw, racing pulse, or a pit in your stomach, pause and take 3 deliberate breaths. Record the situation and your emotional reaction. At day's end, share your observations with a trusted friend or family member to gain perspective. Call to comment. Have you ever noticed this sign? Comment "I feel it" if you relate "I'm safe" if not, and add a question for the doctor. This community exchange could unearth actionable insights for managing everyday stress and boosting well-being. Habit 4, processed food overload. Another under-the-radar threat involves leaning too heavily on packaged shelf-stable or convenience foods. If you're alone or lacking energy, microwavable dinners and refined snacks seem like the simplest option, but each meal steeped in additives, sugar, and chemical preservatives slowly elevates your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and harmful inflammation. Think of it as drip-feeding toxins into your system over months and years. Vincent, a 66-year-old widower, found cooking for one demoralizing. He opted for an array of frozen meals and meal replacement shakes. Within a couple of years, he put on weight around his middle, and blood tests showed rising cholesterol and pre-diabetic glucose readings. He felt perpetually bloated and lethargic, uncertain how such a convenient diet had become so detrimental. The science is straightforward. Hyper-processed foods often lack essential nutrients, like fiber and antioxidants, while teeming with excessive salt, sugar, and trans fats. Over time, this dietary pattern disrupts your metabolism, inflames your arteries, and compromises heart health. The World Health Organization 2021 official website identifies highly processed diets as a primary driver of obesity epidemics worldwide. By contrast, fresh produce, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats supply the building blocks for cellular repair, stable energy, and disease resilience. To break this cycle, aim to integrate at least one unprocessed food item in every meal. That can be as simple as a handful of spinach with dinner or switching from sugary cereal to steel-cut oats at breakfast. Rather than eliminating all processed items at once, gradually crowd them out by filling up on better options. Always talk to your doctor if you have specific nutritional guidelines to follow, especially if you're managing conditions like diabetes or kidney issues. Try the 7-day whole food reboot. Each day, swap a processed product with a natural alternative. Replace canned soup with homemade broth or choose nuts and fruit over chips. Keep a brief record of how you feel: energy, digestion, mood. By day 7, you might notice less bloating, more vitality, and even improved blood test results if you continue long enough. Habit 5. Social isolation. Avoiding interaction. One of the most overlooked threats to longevity is isolation. Many older adults slip into patterns that reduce face-to-face contact, spending hours alone, relying on the TV for passive company, or going entire days without meaningful human interaction. The resulting loneliness can precipitate severe depression, accelerate cognitive decline, and even heighten mortality risk. It's not just about feeling sad. Social disengagement has measurable physical ramifications. Margaret, now 78, fell into this scenario after her husband died. Time crawled by, punctuated mainly by household chores and the occasional grocery run. She tried to tell herself she liked the calm, but her mental acuity and zest for life started to wane. Once persuaded to join a local gardening group, Margaret rediscovered her passion for conversation and laughter, and she reported a significant lift in both mood and cognitive sharpness. From a physiological standpoint, genuine connection triggers the release of hormones like oxytocin and serotonin that buffer stress and bolster immune response. Data from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health 2019 equates chronic loneliness with smoking or obesity in terms of how severely it can shorten life expectancy. Though video chats and phone calls help, in-person gatherings offer additional benefits, like a sense of shared purpose and tactile cues of affection or companionship. A practical first step is to contact at least one friend or relative daily. If social anxiety or limited mobility is a barrier online, forums or community groups can serve as a stepping stone. Keep it simple: a brief coffee, meetup, a church group, a volunteer session, or an online chat. The goal is consistent contact that fosters belonging and lifts your emotional baseline. For a 24-hour test, intentionally engage in at least one meaningful conversation, either face-to-face or via technology. Go beyond small talk, ask or share something personal. At day's end, notice your mood. Repeating such interactions could spark a significant emotional and cognitive boost in just a week's time. Habit 6. Dehydration, too little water. Inadequate water intake stands as a subtle yet pervasive habit that can sabotage overall health. As we age, the thirst mechanism can dull, leading many to assume they're simply not thirsty. The result: thickened blood, overworked kidneys, and increased susceptibility to urinary tract infections, kidney stones, and even mental fog. Dehydration also strains digestion, often triggering constipation or sluggish elimination. Carl, age 70, only drank water if he truly felt parched, and usually at mealtimes. Over a period, he frequently became lightheaded upon standing and developed nagging headaches. Doctors diagnosed borderline kidney dysfunction, partly tied to chronic dehydration. Once he started sipping water consistently throughout the day, his energy levels rose, and subsequent medical tests showed improved kidney markers. At a deeper level, hydration is essential for temperature control, nutrient transportation, and toxin removal. If you wait until you're parched to drink, you're already in a deficit. Dr. Michael Greger, 2015, highlights that even mild dehydration can hinder mental performance and mood, especially in older adults who already face age-related physiological changes. The good news is that hydrating properly each day can swiftly yield benefits: clearer thinking, steadier blood pressure, and smoother digestion. To manage this effectively, fill a bottle or pitcher each morning with a target amount of water, perhaps 1, 5, or 2 liters, and aim to finish it by evening. Soups, herbal teas, and water-rich fruits, like cucumbers and watermelon, all boost fluid intake. Skip beverages laden with sugar or caffeine that may interfere with hydration. If you have a heart or kidney condition, consult your physician about the ideal daily fluid volume. Try a 7-day challenge each day. Track your water consumption, spread it out, and note improvements in your mental clarity, bowel movements, or any decrease in aches and pains. Hydration may be the simplest preventative measure on this list, yet it carries massive health rewards. Habit 7. Skipping checkups. Neglecting medical care. Another deeply ingrained mistake is sidestepping routine medical evaluations. Many seniors go to the doctor only when something feels blatantly wrong. The problem is that major conditions like high blood pressure, early-stage kidney disease, or some cancers can progress stealthily for a long time before showing symptoms. By the time you notice warning signs, the damage can be extensive. Denise, a 69-year-old former teacher, felt spry and saw no need for annual checkups. After her daughter insisted, blood tests revealed borderline anemia and slightly elevated blood pressure, both issues that could worsen without timely intervention. With mild medication and a revamped diet, she stabilized her health and dodged more serious complications. The process was not a nuisance. It was a lifesaver. According to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, 2019, official publication, preventive care is indispensable for older adults aiming to maintain vitality while reducing hospitalizations and long-term risks. Regular blood work, blood pressure checks, mammograms, bone density exams, and possibly colonoscopies can avert crises by catching issues early. It's similar to routine vehicle maintenance. Waiting for the engine to knock can lead to huge preventable bills. Staying on top of screenings also grants peace of mind. You'll know your vital statistics, cholesterol, glucose, blood pressure, and can adjust your lifestyle or medications accordingly. This vigilance is particularly key if your family history predisposes you to certain conditions like colon cancer or heart disease. Swift intervention often means less invasive remedies and a greater likelihood of total recovery. Create a 7-day book your appointments plan. Use day 1 to call your primary care physician. Use day 2 to schedule or confirm specialist visits. Dedicate the rest of the week to ensuring all required screenings or routine tests are on your calendar. Such organization might sound mundane, but it can extend and enhance your life. Xiaonam Tun. Habit 8. Heavy smoking and excess alcohol. Our final secret hazard actually carries a very public warning label. Smoking and excessive alcohol consumption remain colossal threats to longevity, damaging everything from your liver to your lungs. They persist among many older adults out of routine social enjoyment or a mistaken belief that quitting now won't make much difference. However, research shows that even late-stage cessation produces meaningful health gains. James, a 72-year-old ex-police officer, had smoked since his early 20s. When breathing issues forced him to seek care, he was stunned to learn that quitting at his age still conferred rapid benefits. Lung capacity can rebound significantly within months, and heart attack risk starts declining not long after that. His body's resilience surprised him, underscoring the body's innate drive to heal when given a chance. Likewise, heavy drinking slowly but steadily injures. The liver disrupts restful sleep, spikes blood pressure, and elevates the risk of falls. With prolonged abuse, nutrient deficiencies build up, impairing every cell in your body. Emotional volatility also becomes a factor, feeding a spiral of loneliness or depression. The good news: reducing or dropping alcohol use reverses much of the harm, particularly if you do so under medical supervision. Work with your healthcare provider to find a supportive strategy for quitting nicotine patches. Behavioral therapy or structured rehab may be necessary if you're dealing with severe dependency. Simplify the process, cut down by 1 drink per day, or switch to fewer cigarettes per week as a starting point. With each step, you lessen the toxic load on your organs, gifting them renewed vigor. Consider a 24-hour break the cycle exercise. Commit to 0 cigarettes and 0 alcoholic drinks for 1 day. Document every craving, note the triggers, and observe the emotions tied to these impulses. By nighttime, you'll gain crucial self-awareness that can propel more permanent change. Missing Spark revealed a 7-day collaborative challenge. So far, we've addressed each habit individually, but what truly amplifies success is community involvement and time-bound action. That's where the 7-day small steps, big changes challenge comes into play. Each day, focus on 1 modification, stand up more, often cut out a processed snack, hydrate, better schedule that medical appointment, or phone a loved one. Share your daily achievement in the comment section or on social media to spark momentum both for you and others following along. Perhaps start with extra hydration on day 1, filling a bottle with water and finishing it before bed. On day 2, pick a friend or relative to call and spend at least 5 minutes in meaningful conversation. On day 3, go to bed 30 minutes earlier and keep building like that throughout the week. By day 7, you might well feel distinct shifts in energy, mood stability, and maybe even your waistline or blood pressure. Accountability breeds motivation. Once you post about your day's success, you're more likely to follow through. You also invite a ripple effect. Someone who reads your post might adopt the same strategy, creating a ripple of collective improvement. When small steps are taken together, the fear factor dissipates, replaced by a shared sense of purpose. Additional case studies, boosting urgency and identification. Let's reinforce the stakes with two more anonymized anecdotes. Mary, 67, spent her days sewing at home. She noticed tingling and numbness creeping into her legs, attributing it to the aging process. However, her real problem was a combination of prolonged sitting and inadequate water intake factors impeding blood circulation. By setting hourly reminders to stretch and drink water, Mary saw a remarkable improvement in her circulation and overall comfort. Anthony, 74, wrestled with mounting anxieties regarding finances and health, yet spoke to no one about them. He turned to an evening ritual of several stiff drinks to deaden his worries. Before he realized it, his short-term relief morphed into alcohol dependence. After nearly toppling over in his garage due to dizzy spells, he sought professional help to cut back safely and found that incorporating a few stress management strategies went a long way toward regaining his mental and physical equilibrium. Both Mary's and Anthony's stories illustrate how easy it is to let seemingly mundane routines tighten their grip. The shift from slight discomfort to serious medical trouble is often imperceptible. Addressing even one habit like inactivity, poor diet, or unspoken anxieties can unlock a cascade of positive health transformations. Their triumphs confirm that improvement remains possible as long as you're ready to take action. Comprehensive action. Checklist, putting it all together. Below is a succinct plan you can adopt over the coming week, adapting it to your own pace. You can tackle one habit per day or mix and match. The emphasis should be on consistent, trackable progress and noticing any resulting changes in how you feel, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Always seek medical guidance if you have concerns or pre-existing conditions. To move hourly, set phone alerts or simple timers, standing or walking for at least 2 minutes every hour. Optimize sleep. Adopt a bedtime ritual. Avoid late caffeine or big meals. Keep your bedroom dark and cool and consider relaxation techniques. Lower stress. Try journaling, talking to a confidant, and practicing slow, steady breathing when anxious thoughts appear. Eat whole foods. Replace at least one heavily processed snack or meal with fresh produce, whole grains, or lean protein each day. Stay social, call a friend or neighbor, sign up for a local club, or interact in an online group. Consistency counts. Remember also to stay hydrated, keep your medical appointments, and if you smoke or drink heavily, explore gradual or immediate cessation strategies to free yourself from those life-shortening toxins. Use a notebook or a simple note app to tick off each action daily. If you come across something that seems too difficult, look for creative ways to adapt it. Small, continuous wins hold more long-term power than any dramatic but short-lived gesture. Call to comment, reinforce engagement. Have you ever noticed this sign? Comment, "I feel it," if you relate, "I'm safe," if not, and add a question for the doctor. Your shared experiences might be the spark that propels someone else to confront these dangers head-on. Recap 3 rapid-fire bullet points. Here are the core takeaways that matter most. 1. Everyday choices are powerful. Minor repeated actions can lead to significant threats if left unchecked. 2. Preventive measures save lives. Regular medical visits and steady small habit changes often catch or stop issues before they balloon into emergencies. 3. Age is no barrier to improvement. The body can repair and adapt even in your 70s and 80s, provided you give it the right support. Timant, final invitation: like, subscribe, share, and comment. If this information has given you a jolt, that's excellent. You're now taking your health more seriously. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel for more in-depth content, and share it with a friend who might need a wake-up call. Your support empowers us to keep delivering potentially life-saving tips, and be sure to comment on which habit you feel most determined to tackle first. As you leave, here's a question to keep the discussion alive. Which sneaky habit have you recently spotted in your own life? And what is your immediate plan to stop it from undermining your future? Reflect on it, talk about it with someone close to you, and take that crucial first step, because protecting your tomorrow begins right here, right now.